It's Monday. It's been 2 days since the card.
Yep.
We had the Henry Cejudo fight, the Gilbert Burns fight, and a couple other fights with not so much significance. But I mean, it's over now. Let's talk about what's gonna happen next with each fighter, who we want to see him up against, what that win or loss meant for their legacy, their career, and yeah, we can probably just start from the top, the main event, work our way down, and then also we'll give just our input of the fight, and then like I said, we'll talk about the, what's next for them and all that stuff. So, Cejudo.
You want to start with the main event?
Yeah, let's start on the main event. So Cejudo versus Aljo it wasn't entertaining to like the point of like a crazy main event, but it also wasn't boring. It was two very high level fighters going 5 rounds. They're high level grappling. There were some nice scrambles in there. Cejudo's trips were very nice. That's what he was going towards a lot. Aljo, he was reversing positions a lot. He shot a couple times. He got Henry down. It was weird seeing Henry on his back. It was weird seeing Aljo on his back, because we don't ever see them really on their backs.
Yeah.
So, in that part, it was, two very high-level fighters going at it. And Cejudo, for 3 years back, looked very good. I mean, he probably beats every other bantamweight besides maybe like Merab, in which we'll talk about that later because he called them out. But it's going to be tough for a lot of people to beat Cejudo if he decides to stay. So, he looked pretty good against the champion. He looked better than most guys do against him. So, that's what I think about that. As for the decision, what'd you think?
Honestly, the decision, it made sense. It was a close fight from start to finish.
Yeah.
From the first round to the 5th round. One judge gave the 5th round to Aljo. I don't know how. Aljo didn't really do much in the 5th round. But I do agree with, like, split decision going to Aljo. I think Aljo did enough to beat him. Because, bro, Cejudo, he had a lot of moments in the fight, but he just couldn't hit him.
Yeah.
He could not hit Aljo.
He couldn't get his range.
He could barely land any, like, clean shots. He was landing a few leg kicks. He landed to the body a little. But I feel like he just could not find his range at all. So I think that's what killed Cejudo. But what should happen afterwards to Cejudo, I don't think he should take that Merab fight. I think Merab is the best. If you can't beat Aljo, I don't think you're beating Merab at all. I think his smartest decision is to just, it might sound weird, but fight Brandon Moreno at 135. Brandon Moreno said he wants to move up just to fight for money. I think that's a good way, because Aljo's going to be fighting Sean O'Malley. That's happening no matter what in September. I think you just fight a guy who's not even in your weight class, get that rhythm back. If you beat Brandon Moreno, everyone knows Brandon Moreno is like, he's still a top dog, still good. So you'll get a lot of like hype back, and then you can start worrying about fighting 135 guys.
Honestly, now that I think about it a little bit deeper, just like while you were talking, I was thinking about the fight.
Yeah.
It might sound crazy, this might be a hot take to most people, but I think Henry Cejudo versus Merab is a better matchup for Cejudo than it was for Aljo, because Merab is just as short as him.
Guy.
And I was just thinking about it, I was like, well, Merab, the guy got dropped 4 times in like a minute and in like 2 minutes against Marlon Moraes. Merab ended up TKOing him because he's so durable and his cardio and stuff.
Yeah.
But I probably still lean towards Merab in a fight against Henry Cejudo. But as you were talking, I was just thinking about it, I was like, well, Merab is about the same height. His striking is not bad. It's just the volume that makes it look a lot better.
Yeah.
And Cejudo is, he doesn't take as long as Petr Yan to get started. That's what really killed Petr Yan. His style killed him, because you can't take your time on Merab because he just kept going and going and going. I feel like a fight against Cejudo and Merab would be an easier fight for Cejudo, just for the fact that they're similar in size.
Yeah.
Merab is known for, he's not known for, but he's been hit clean, by Marlon Moraes, no problem. And he was pretty much out on his feet. And, he was actually got knocked down a couple of times. And Cejudo he showed against the Marlon Moraes fight, he was able to go to war. And he did that against Dominick Cruz. He got split open, he got cut, and he just still chased the finish. So, looking at it a little bit deeper, I know Cejudo's, it's been 3 years since he's fought, and now Aljo, he's back. But I think if he takes a nice training camp, and he comes in against a guy like Merab, I think he'll put on a better performance and land more significant, not like more than Merab, just land better shots than he did against Aljo. He'll land better shots on the Merab fight, and I think that fight will probably be like another 5-round fight, but it'll be a lot more crazier, and Henry will have more highlights in that fight than he would in like the Aljo fight.
How do you think his wrestling would match up against?
So
Merab's like a chain wrestler.
Merab's a chain wrestler. His wrestling is not as good as Henry's. Henry's has better takedowns, better, you know,
Entries
like
and all that
everything.
stuff,
It's just Merab's cardio and chain wrestling with his striking is so much just at an output that no one can match, which gives him the edge in some of those things. You know, the guy just literally does not stop. Like his nickname, the Machine, it's like perfectly fit for him.
Yeah.
So I'll still lean towards Merab in that fight, you know, but I think Henry Cejudo will do better in that fight than he did against Aljo, because Aljo's just he not only is he big for a bantamweight, he's just long. You know, sometimes like Ricky Simone's a big bantamweight, but he's like stocky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Aljo's big and long. He's like best of both worlds. That's why he's planning on moving to 45.
He's too big for that weight class.
Yeah, we'll talk about him at 45 in a bit, but overall, I just think the fight, just in general, it was good. You know, it was a good fight. Now that I look back at it, it was very fun to watch. You know, like had me on the edge of my seat. I think next for Aljamain Sterling, you gotta do the Sugar Sean fight. That's a money fight right there, because I mean, Aljamain Sterling, I mean, he beat Petr Yan twice, big star. He beat TJ Dillashaw. He's a star in America, and he beat Henry Cejudo, who has some Mexican fans, you know, from Mexico, and he has some fans here that are like, and he has like a lot of wrestling fans, you know. So I think Aljo's name is getting built up pretty nice right now, and Sean O'Malley already has the biggest name in that division.
Yeah.
And they got in the ring after. This is a fight they got to make. Usually when fighters get in the ring after, they make those fights for sure, you know. Sean O'Malley got in there. They were in their face. They were yelling at each other. Make this fight. I think Dana White said in Boston in like September. That's perfect. Yeah. That is something that I hope happens. I want to be minded if that thing headlines. Sean O'Malley main event with Aljamain Sterling for the title.
That's
perfect. That's like think about it now. That's one of the fights of this year that I really want to see. Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean, and then
if Sugar Sean, if he's been actually training on his wrestling game, because he's been doing that. He's been saying he's been doing that after the Petr Yan fight. If like he's been actually taking that serious, and he can stop a couple takedowns from Aljo, it's gonna be a long night for Aljo.
See, they're both very. And I think Sean is longer.
So long.
Sean is longer and taller, you know. So that's gonna help him, you know, with the takedown defense. You know, I still think Aljamain Sterling is gonna be able to take him down. Like,
you think he's gonna get to the back at least once?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He has to, right?
And you know, Sean O'Malley went into deep waters with Petr Yan in a 3-round fight, which he arguably lost in most people's eyes. And Petr Yan just, I mean, like, the guy is a dog. Like when Sean O'Malley hit him with the knee and cut him open, and Sean O'Malley thought like, oh, this is it, I'm gonna finish him. He went in for the kill, and he got countered bad by Petr Yan. Petr Yan wasn't even like dazed. He just kind of just went crazy at him. Aljamain Sterling doesn't have the type of striking that Petr Yan does, but he's able to go 5 hard, long rounds, no problem. Like when we saw that in the Cejudo fight, at the end of the 5th, he looked still in good shape. It's just those guys, I guess, at that training camp with Ray Longo and Matt Serra and them, they got those guys on probably steroids.
Probably, bro.
Or EP or something. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Aljo is shredded,
He's
bro.
jacked and shredded. So is Merab. And their cardio is both great. But, I mean, if Sean O'Malley can keep that fight standing for, you know, a decent amount of time, I don't think he's going to be on his feet the whole time, you know. But if he can survive, you know, Aljamain Sterling getting his back, if he can survive those exchanges, I think, you know, he's going to have – it's going to be a close fight. It'll be dominant for Aljo on the ground and just on the floor, and then it'll be dominant for O'Malley up top, because we saw Aljamain Sterling looked like he didn't have any defense against Petr Yan in the first fight. You know, he missed. I think he was like 0 for 18 on takedowns in the first fight. People forget that he couldn't get him down, and Petr Yan was just beating the shit out of him. In the second fight, he was like 2 for 22, but he had like 10 minutes of control time because he had him for 2 whole rounds on the floor. You know, so
I just think with Aljo, like at this point in time, especially now,
his confidence and
there is no like you can't even like bet against him anymore in that weight class.
I'm picking him to beat Sugar Sean.
He's the type of fighter that just finds a way to win always. And bro, I was a hater in the beginning. Like I still don't like his fight style, but the motherfucker knows how to win.
He won my respect after the Petr Yan fight, the second one. Then like after that, I was against TJ. I kind of like didn't mind who won. You know, he won. It was the way it was. And after that, I mean, it's whatever. Like, I didn't really care if Cejudo won. I didn't really care if Aljo won. Kind of just whoever. I just wanted a good fight, and it was kind of a good fight. Aljo won. It is what it is. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
I
it.
wanted Cejudo to win. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted him to win. It's like it's one of those comebacks with the goats. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We could have had a conversation. Where do we put this guy in? Where do we
Yeah.
move him now? You know, but Aljo, like I don't know.
So
I
mean,
had a feeling
we
he
got
was
a
just gonna
couple
pull
things
it
to
off.
talk about though.
Yeah,
So let's talk about this. Always gets brought up in our videos, but
John Jones.
John Jones, Dana White brought this up. Chael Sonnen brought this up. The commentary booth might have brought it up, but they're saying how, John Jones took about the same amount of time off as Cejudo.
Mhm.
Cejudo has been, training, for training fighters for championship fights. Weili Zhang, Yuri Prohashka, he had training for a bit. Korean Zombie when he fought Volkanovski. He's been training these high tier fighters. So he's been active is my point. John Jones, he was kind of dark for like 2.5 years. Like no training videos, none of that. He was kind of just like a little bit active. But then like towards like, when he said he was like coming back, then we start to get some videos of him in the garage and training with all these other heavyweights. And then we kind of like, oh shit, here we go. But, John Jones came back and he won in 2 minutes. Henry Cejudo came back after 3 years, like John, and he came up just short. He put a good performance, but it just goes to show you the level of like how hard it actually is to take 3 years off and come back and win. It's literally like Dominic Cruz did it, against TJ Dillashaw, and John Jones did it against Cyril Gane. These are like just 3-year layoff fights. George St. Pierre did it
Like
4 years
yeah,
against
he did
Bisping,
4
and he
years.
moved up.
Yeah,
And Cejudo gave it a try. It's just tough, bro. It's not an easy thing to do. And
that's why nobody does it.
yeah,
That's why there's only
it's
3
literally
people
about
that are
3 years off is
successfully
ridiculous. So I just thought we'd bring that up, just how like impressive it really is that Cejudo went 5 close rounds with Aljo, but also how impressive it is that John Jones, George St. Pierre, Dominic Cruz, how those guys actually did it and won the belt back, which is crazy. But before we go down to the co-main event, I seen a post today. Aljamain Sterling has the most wins in bantamweight history. He has the most title wins in the UFC bantamweight history.
How many? He has 4, right?
Yeah, he has like the second most like finishes, I think, or something like that. And he has like the first most something like, I don't know. I know he's first in wins and first in title fight wins, and I think he's like tied in defenses and stuff like that. So is there an argument to be made for him as the bantamweight GOAT? Honestly, I think
no. I don't think now specifically because the way he won the belt.
It's the way he won the belt, yeah. I just think what Dominic Cruz being, the GOAT of that weight class. I know what he did in WEC, but we're not talking about WEC. We're talking about the UFC, And I mean, if I really think about it, there's only been a handful of bantamweight champs. You got TJ, Garbrandt, Cejudo, Aljo, Cruz. I think that's it, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. TJ, I think if he beat Aljo, that would have made him the GOAT for sure, but he didn't. And then, and Peter Yan's a champ, I forgot. And then, what's it called? Garbrandt, obviously not. He got it once, and then he lost it right away.
Yeah. Prime was so short.
Yeah. And then, Cruz, obviously he's the GOAT. I just think, like, if you go down the list, you have to compete. You gotta have the GOAT compete with one other guy, like who's in contention. If it's not Aljo, if it's not Cruz, it's Aljo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. I just think there's an argument to be made because, I mean, he beat Peter Yan. I know the first fight was like not right, but he beat him twice technically, and then he beat a one-armed TJ, and then he beat Cejudo. It's just the names of the people he beat.
Yeah, if he gets one more legitimate win, like if he beats Sugar Sean, he has one more title defense on his name. Yeah, you could say he's the GOAT. Why not? You know, he never took Cruz. The thing with Cruz, he was not healthy throughout his whole career. He's always injured.
Exactly. And it was the longest active win streak in bantamweight.
The guy is always injured. So like you got to feel for Cruz in some way. But like when we're talking about a prime Cruz versus a prime Aljo, who do you think will win? I honestly think a prime Cruz will win. I think he'll.
The thing with Cruz is that his striking was so like different, but he did no damage.
Yeah.
And his wrestling only worked if his striking was perfect. Aljo's wrestling works great no matter what, and his striking is good enough to get his wrestling. I think Aljo's bigger, and I think he's stronger. I just think Dom is just way smarter. I don't know who'd win.
I think prime Cruz would take it, but
I don't know.
Their careers, like, if Aljo just won the belt against Peter Yan and beat Peter Yan again, but then lost it, I would call this guy a fluke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's
because
still
the way
going.
he won it was not right. It was not right. One knee messed it up. We never know. If Peter Yan never landed that knee, he might have still been champion right now, or even someone else could have been champion right now. So I think the way he won the belt just kind of like it gives people that narrative of him where he's like not that so great. He's not a great champion. But at this point, with 3 title defenses that were legitimate, you know, you might have actually no, bro. I don't know how I could give him the GOAT.
It's
right
weird.
now. You can't.
It's weird. I don't know.
You can't. That TJ Dillashaw fight was.
Yeah, but it's not his fault.
Yeah, but
it
was on his worst day.
Like it wasn't Bilal Muhammad's fault that Gilbert Burns got hurt in the fight. You know, people are giving him shit for that. You know, but it wasn't.
He injured him. He kicked him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not his fault that like he hurt him. People are saying, well, Burns had one arm, but I mean, like Bilal Muhammad is the one that did that. You know.
Yeah.
I know TJ came into the fight injured, which kind of sucks. But I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, it'll be a discussion for another day. But I mean, just like his win streak, you know, Sandhagen in 45 seconds, which is crazy. That's crazy looking at it now. Sandhagen's so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get back to that in a different time. Okay, co-main event. That shit sucked. Let's stop talking about, you know, all these different things. And this, realistically, watching it, the fucking fight sucked.
The fight should have never happened.
The fight sucked.
The fight should have.
It should have never happened. I'm happy it happened because it made the card worth watching. It got me hyped. But realistically, Burns should have never did it.
Yeah.
It should have never happened like that. But I kind of wanted it to happen because if that card didn't have that, I know the fight sucked, but if they had those names, I would have been like, man, this card's gonna be trash. Yeah. You know, even though the fight did disappoint, but I mean, the only thing I really say about it is that Bilal Muhammad, he's like Aljo. He has a style that's just tough to beat. The guy just doesn't get hit. He doesn't get hit. It's so weird. You can't find his chin.
And when he does get hit hard,
he doesn't move. He has a great chin,
bro.
He didn't even grapple that fight. He just stood. I know Gilbert Burns had one hand, but like, bro, Bilal was throwing fast-ass, powerful kicks.
Yeah.
Very fast, very powerful. And he was throwing them to the body and to the head all night long.
He had the most perfect game plan.
It was crazy. And everyone thought like including me, his foot was boned. Nah, he was throwing that kick like it was nothing. Bro. He was switching stances, throwing kicks from both stances. Heck, he looked like he was even drained. Yeah. Honestly, with his style, I think even a healthy Gilbert Burns probably would have lost like a split decision.
Probably.
Because Gilbert Burns is excellent. Gilbert Burns is excellent. But after witnessing just the style of him and how boring it is, because he doesn't get hit, what's going to happen? I mean, bro, because he's a strong welterweight too, because he's jacked. He's strong. He has big legs. Like, the guy is fucking strong. I want Gilbert Burns to win so bad. But after seeing him, like, I don't know how Gilbert Burns would have beat him even if he was healthy.
No, I don't think.
It just would have been one of those things.
It's a what-if fight, but at the same time, we kind of know what would have happened. I think Bilal Muhammad is the most legitimate welterweight at this point. There's like, we look like Colby Covington is next in line, which makes complete no sense. You know, like his last 4 fights, what was it Masvidal, Usman, and Tyron Woodley.
Who are we talking about?
Those were Colby Covington's past 3 opponents. You know, 2 of them aren't even in the UFC anymore. So I don't know how this guy has a title shot, but we'll get to that at another time. And Bilal Muhammad, this guy's on like a 10-fight win streak.
Here's the thing about Bilal Muhammad that I give him his respect, but I feel like in my opinion he's never fought a pure striker with like legit takedown defense, and that's the problem.
Yeah, but like
I know, bro. Like, here's my thing, bro. Like,
Dante Luque kind of.
Luque he's a powerful striker with very good jiu-jitsu, you know?
Yeah.
And Luque had him hurt real bad, and he just couldn't finish him, you know? I just feel like Leon Edwards, I'm not picking Bilal Muhammad beat Leon Edwards. I'm not doing it. But if he does it, that's it. He's the greatest welterweight
of all time.
Hey, if he beats Leon Edwards, who's going to beat him? No one. Leon Edwards is easily the best welterweight in the world.
Yeah.
Who's going to beat him? Bilal Muhammad. Who's going to beat him if he beats Leon Edwards? I think not Colby.
I mean,
not fucking Burns.
I think Bilal Muhammad has a better chance. I think he should pray for Colby Covington to beat Leon Edwards, to be honest. Because we seen, even though the Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad ended so quick, he was piecing his ass up in the.
No, Leon Edwards was beating him.
He was beating on him. So like,
that's my thing. Leon Edwards is a pure striker, you know, that can wrestle and can have good takedown, very good takedown defense, you know.
I don't know.
But Bilal Muhammad is just so resilient.
I don't know what's gonna happen at the end. At the end of the year, who do you think is gonna be the champion welterweight? You think Leon Edwards?
I think Leon Edwards, just because he can take so long to fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
that fucking guy.
like. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna like. Let's just say he beats Colby in like July or some shit. I don't think he's gonna want to fight Bilal Muhammad until like next year.
Yeah,
because he just likes to take his time. So I think. What if Colby wins though?
Colby wins. I think Bilal Muhammad will beat him.
If Colby wins, I don't think he's gonna take like another year to fight. That's the problem. And these guys just hate waiting.
Yeah.
You know, like Bilal Muhammad, is he really gonna wait?
He took that shit on
a
2
year?
weeks.
Like, bro, the guy's probably gonna want to fight again, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's just who he is. But yeah, I mean, if Bilal Muhammad, if Leon beats Colby and then, you know, they fight and Bilal Muhammad beats Leon, I don't know who's gonna beat him. Realistically, I just don't know.
If his ankle was fucked up, then right now he is in like the perfect spot because he's still he has the next title shot and he gets to wait, so he gets to recover now, you know. So by the time it happens when he has to fight the winner of Leon versus Colby, I think he'll be really healthy and he'll be really prepared.
Yeah,
I think he's in a perfect spot right now.
He is. Bilal Muhammad's in a perfect spot. I mean, he has he's on a great win streak. You know, he's like a 10-fight win streak, whatever. Dana White already confirmed that you're getting the next title shot after Leon and Colby, so. They just got to get Leon and Colby a date. I don't know why we don't have a date on that yet. Shit's annoying.
I know.
It's so irritating.
It better happen like July.
It's not going to happen July.
If it happens past July, bro, that's crazy.
I mean, they offered Leon to fight him in London, and he said no.
Where was that? What month was that? Oh.
I don't know. But he just said he wants to wait to Abu Dhabi. Like,
that's in October.
Exactly. Like, nobody wants that, bro. Nobody wants that. I can't stand that guy as a champion. Just because he's not active, man. Just fight. You took no damage in the Usman fight. Zero.
I know.
0 damage.
He took no damage.
Bro, go fight Bilal Muhammad. Go fight Colby Covington. Just do it already. Shit pisses me off, bro.
They gotta have something like that. They're just not telling us. Like,
oh, like he's injured?
Yeah, like no, not injured. Like they gotta have something planned. They just haven't exposed it yet. You know,
bro.
There's no way. If they wait till October, that means Bilal Muhammad's gonna fight realistically in 2024.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna fight 2024 like March type shit.
That's crazy, bro. No way.
Oh, you watch. It's gonna happen.
You think so?
It sucks.
With Gilbert though, I really think they're gonna throw him to the wolves. We're gonna see Savcat versus Gilbert in like the next few months, and unless he needs surgery. If Gilbert needs surgery, he's gonna be out to like the end of the year. But I really see Gilbert is down to fight anybody, and Savcat's in his position where he's got to fight these top welterweights. And who's he gonna fight? Who's he gonna fight? You know what I'm saying? 1 through 4 is already booked. You know, Usman wants to fight Hamzat.
Do Savcat Usman?
Yeah,
Hamzat's not fighting at welterweight. I don't know why Usman's calling
Usman wants to fight him at a catchweight.
That's not happening, bro.
Yeah,
like do Usman versus Savcat.
That shit would be crazy.
That should just be so weird seeing Usman fight for not. He
probably wouldn't be like a headliner.
Like, not for a belt, and he'd probably be like an underdog.
Ali Al-Sawi said, Savcat, my favorite fighter on God. Savcat's up there. Savcat is up there. That guy's a beast.
Bro, he's 100% finishing rate. He's like so fun to watch.
No, but bro, I can already picture the announcement in like 2 months from now. Savcat versus Gilbert Burns. Like you can see it.
You could see it because Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert's down to fight anybody.
Savcat's down to fight anyone, really, too.
If Gilbert beats Savcat,
that's it. It's official. He's never going to win the title.
He's going to be one of those fighters that just gatekeeps, bro.
Yeah, gatekeeps the top 5, though. Not gatekeeps like the top 10.
Yeah.
You know, like Overeem, he was gatekeeping like the top 10, top 15 from
Derek
heavyweights.
Brunson.
You know, like guys like that. They're roaming around 8 or 10 gatekeeping. Yeah. He's gatekeeping like the elite tier.
That's crazy.
He's like, if you want to get to this thing, you got to beat
like
me.
Robert Whittaker.
Whittaker's the all-time greatest fighter to never have a belt at his prime. Time, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, he's had the belt before, and he's still so good after. Usually, people that lose their belt after, they're terrible. Yeah. You know, not him. He gets better each fight. Realistically, he's gonna beat the dog out of
Dricus du Plessis.
Better. Maybe he loses.
Bro,
I'll actually be sad if he loses to Dricus Waldo. I'll actually be sad. Like, the comments is like saying like Dana White confirms the winner of Whitaker versus Duplessis gets the title shot against Adesanya. The comments are like, can't wait to see Whitaker versus Izzy for the third time. Let's go.
You're not wrong.
They're already writing Rickus off.
I don't want to like switch topics here, but no way in hell Dricus Duplessis beats Robert Whitaker.
You willing to shape your head for that?
No.
You're not gonna say it on the record?
No, I'm not putting that shit on the record, to be honest.
Yeah,
So,
I wouldn't either.
Let's move down
Dricus
to...
is apparently
talk
the
about,
best.
Yesterday we were talking about the Andrade fight in Yan and how you said that Yan is going to be fighting in China with...
Hunger.
Coming to fruition. It's about to happen.
That has to happen.
Yeah,
bro, why wouldn't it happen? You got two, you got two girls from China. One's the champ, and one's the contender, right?
What about him?
you gotta match them up, bro. In China, you gotta match it up in China. I mean, Dana White says he's gonna do that. I mean, it's probably gonna sell like 100K bucks.
It won't be the main event, but like,
what are they gonna do? They'll probably put a Song Yadong in front of her, and he doesn't even have a belt. Song Yadong versus like Cheeto or some shit. I don't know. Van Hagen already beat the dog out of him.
Yeah, bro. All right, who's next? Oh, Diego Lopez.
Yeah, we could touch on that real quick. Dude's a dog.
He's a dog.
I mean, I can't wait to watch his next fight. Like, I'm actually be like watching it. Like, it's me against a guy maybe like at like anywhere from like rank 12 to 15 or maybe unranked. Man, he should be like a big favorite in his next fight. Yeah. Because bro, him with the full training camp, either would have won that fight or he would have got even more closer. Bro, because he was right there on that knee bar. I know the guy at Masvidal at the end was saying like he's good, but at one point he was in agony.
When he was pulling,
he was in agony at one point, like biting down in his teeth, like
20 more seconds left. He would have subbed him.
But man, bro, I mean that he reminds you of like Charles, bro. Like he can knock people on the feet because that's what his record has like 8-9 knockouts, but he has like 9 subs at the same time. And the way he was subbing, like putting up these submissions was so fast, and he was jumping from one to another. Like he had the Kimura. Then he switched to an armbar.
And he switched to
he switched to like a triangle. And then he went for a knee bar in the 5th round. Like he was all over the place. And it was just so sick to watch because every time he got one, the crowd went crazy. Like, bro, he's badass. But it speaks more about how good Masvidal is because that guy.
Well, everyone knew that Masvidal
switch
was good.
Of opponents, and you get a guy that, he's a finisher. He's good at everything. And I mean, realistically, he kept him down. And he beat him up on the feet too a good amount. So he kept him down a bit. It was just overall badass. Like it was a badass fight. It was a high level fight. Like we saw high level striking from Masvidal. We saw high level jiu-jitsu from Lopez. We saw high level, just wrestling and normal, Dagestan Russian wrestling. Just showing again why it's so damn dominant. But badass fight.
I don't even want to talk about the Gracie fight. To be honest.
No, we can skip that.
I
mean, we could just say like 2 things.
Let's in 2 words describe the Gracie fight.
2 words describe the Gracie fight? Oh man, that's a good question. There's so many things, so many 2-word combos I could say right now. Gracie, jobless. Jiu-jitsu. Any more than 2 words. I would say like jiu-jitsu is not MMA. You need to be an MMA fighter to fight an MMA fighter. You can't be a jiu-jitsu specialist.
Yeah.
Like, we've had those. We had Damian Maia.
That's at a different
Sean Brady. You had these guys that like are jiu-jitsu specialists, but they have an idea of how to strike. Nothing with Kron Gracie.
I got 2 words for that fight.
Nothing.
Dog.
Shit.
Fucking
ass. Never again.
Let me see.
Needs haircut.
Needs help.
Walking punching bag.
Anger management.
Charles Jourdain. That's it. That's all you can say.
That guy sucks. 3 words. Guys, fucking
that shit was ass, bro. Let's not even talk about it. Man.
Talk about Drew Dober getting
versus
knocked out.
Steamroller.
Damn, bro.
Man, we wanted him to win so bad.
Steamroller knocked that fucking guy,
He knocked him out in 1 round. The Crimson Chin Drew Dober got popped.
Correct.
Man.
Shout out to Freevola, bro.
Freevola got that power, bro. Boom!
Man. I want to see him fight Paddy the Baddy.
He needs to fight Paddy the Baddy. He already called him out. I think Paddy the Baddy kind of agreed. He was like, I'll fight Freevola. Something. I'm not even 100%
He's injured
yet.
right now, yeah.
That dude's lying.
Yeah. No, he's actually got surgery. No, he actually got surgery.
Man.
But I think Freevola either knocks his ass out or gets knocked out. Like, we seen him get knocked out in 7 seconds against Thursday Kitty. You know, like, the chin ain't all there.
Bro, that was one of those punches that he did not see coming. Like,
Well,
imagine getting popped 7 seconds in.
7 seconds, Cass?
Bro, that it's a
I
fluke,
love
bro.
Steamroller.
It's a
I'm one of his
fluke.
biggest
Bro, he'll
fans.
beat McKinney right now. Realistically.
I'm one of Steamroller's biggest fans. Literally, me and you.
Yeah,
both
we are
his
Steamroller
yeah.
fans. I say Steamroller at least once a day.
Yeah, and Paddy the Baddy, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie,
The guy sucks.
The dude has power though.
He sucks.
Yeah, Paddy the Baddy's ass.
But that guy's literally like he's ass.
Yeah,
He didn't even
post fight. The reaction was perfect. He's like, Paddy the Baddy, you fucking suck. Like,
Bro,
right.
he's not good, bro. He's literally not good. He's not good. Bro, Jared Gordon's not good, and he lost to Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon beat him. How?
Jared Gordon, yeah, and he beat him like convincingly, but he didn't beat.
I didn't even second guess it. When the decision ended, I was, oh yeah, Jared Gordon just upset the night. And then I was like, they're still gonna give it to Paddy. And they actually, when they actually did give it to
It's
him,
one
I
of
was
those
like,
fights where you say like it's rigged, you know, but it's
it was
actually
actually
rigged.
rigged. It was actually rigged because
bro.
we know how big his name is, and they needed him to win, and they actually rigged it in
Rigged
front of
it.
us.
Bro, like realistically, they're probably thinking, bro, fuck this guy.
I
Jared
swear to
Gordon.
God, he didn't win that fight.
Sure he didn't.
I swear to you, he did it. You show 100 people that never watched MMA in their entire life. You show another 100 people who've only watched MMA. All 200 people say Jared Gordon won the fight.
Yeah.
Hey, that blows. I just hope Steamroller knocks him
Go
out.
knock his ass out, bro.
Bro, he
swear.
needs to knock him out.
Go stop this hype.
Man.
Steamroller's the true hype train.
Bro, Paddy Baddy lost his hype train his last fight. Nobody, who's talking about Paddy Baddy right now? Nobody.
Every time it gets brought up, they say how ass he is.
Bro, yeah, nobody's talking about him. The guy lost all of his fan base when he came out after the fight saying he won it convincingly. Let's bro, I can't stop.
Bro, we got Steamroller.
I'm gonna get pissed, bro, talking about Paddy.
I can see that fight actually happening.
It better happen.
But to be honest, now isn't Steamroller? No, he's not ranked now, right?
Drew
Drew
Dober
Dober
was
ranked.
ranked.
He was ranked 10, right?
Pretty sure he was on like a 3-fight knockout win streak.
No, I don't think Drew Dober was ranked. I don't think so.
What?
Yeah, check. Because if
Does not
Steamroller's
think-
ranked, bro, Paddy the Baddy don't fight ranked fighters.
True. Let me check. Steam Roller
Who else do I want to talk about?
Free Bowler.
Who's, Chaos Williams, Detroit native. Dude's repping Detroit.
Duber.
We want
Dober was 14.
He was 14. Oh, so Steamroller's ranked now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Chaos Williams?
Yeah, we always want Detroit.
we got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, we always want Detroit natives to win.
Yeah.
And it was a good fight. It was a very good fight.
He's a beast.
Yeah, it was split decision. I thought he won, but it was a good fight from start to finish. I
Yeah.
mean, he took on a dog. That guy had a great record. You know, he wasn't Russian, was he? He was Russian or something else.
I don't know what
Saw him
it was.
over there. One
Yeah.
of the freaks. And he beat him. I know it was split, but I thought Chaos won. Shout out to Chaos. You know, we always root for our Detroit native guys. So
We got to get you on the podcast,
Yeah.
Chaos. If you see
Yeah, wait.
this,
it was
it's a DM, bro.
Yeah. Okay, check your DM.
Yeah, check
We've
your
been
DM.
there.
we'll text you. Don't worry.
But yeah.
And that's
Other than
really
that,
it with that card.
card was, I mean, beginning. It started off hot. There was a bunch of finishes, and then we probably talk about that guy Hamza that knocked out, but he just got a knockout. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Some Russian. He gave Hamza a hard fight until Hamza like literally flatlined
Yeah,
him.
with uppercut.
Yeah, but that guy, I mean,
That guy's a beast.
he fought Phil Hawes. He knocked Phil Hawes out in like about 3 minutes. Just flatlined him. That guy's gonna be a dog. He's gonna be one of those Russians that give these guys a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Champion, too early to tell.
Nah, that's.
In like 5-6 years, it's possible. When he's like 34.
How old is the dude?
I don't know.
I don't know.
When he's like
nothing about
34
him.
years old and all these guys are gone, then he'll probably end up being champ. You never know with those guys. But yeah, that's it for that card. I mean, overall,
We're gonna go live like in the middle of the week to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yalta Almeida.
I give the card probably like a 6.5 out of 10. The main card,
I give that shit a 5 out of 10.
Main card wasn't the best. I'm only giving it a 6.5 because Steamroller won with a knockout. You know, we got the Diego Lopez and Mazar fight was nice.
Our boy Chaos.
Chaos won. Dude from Nigeria. I can't even pronounce his name. He's a tall, light heavyweight guy. His fight was crazy. He was fighting Christ, I can't remember that guy's name he was fighting. Anyways, it was a dope fight. It was a finish. It was badass.
He subbed him.
Then we had a couple. Then we had the guy that fought Hamza. He had his knockout. What I'm trying to say is that
were good.
early
The main
prelims,
card's ass.
yeah, and that's why I give it a 6.5. Main card had if Gilbert Burns and whoever and Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad went crazy, probably like an 8.